Hello and welcome to Pocket Gamer's YouTube channel. I'm Jon Jordan. Today, as you can see, we're going to do a comparison. So, two games, we're going to look at them and draw some broad comparisons. So, let's fire one up. So, I never really know how to pronounce these, so I'm going to call it Agar IO. So, let's fire it up. So, this is a game, it's been a Flash game for a long time, successful Flash game, and then Miniclip, who do a lot of Flash games, brought it to mobile. So, as we look as the game starts up, now just look at the menu screen. So, when the game originally launched, it didn't have all this stuff. So, we can see there's quite a lot of what we can call monetization and metagame going on now, which is kind of interesting because the game itself is very straightforward. So, let's go and actually play the game first. So, here's me here. I'm a little dot and I'm collecting little dots. There's other dots floating around that want to collect me. So, anything... Oh, I'm going to get Mars. Anything smaller than me I can eat. Anything bigger than me wants to eat me. So pretty straightforward. I ate, well, kind of Mars ate me itself, didn't it? So so it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of a interesting arcade game, very viral. Obviously, you can see other people have got little skins on their circles there. Agar, I guess this comes from the title comes from an agar dish, which is where you grow bacteria. It's just kind of an agar gel. It's just good for growing on. So what other options have we got? We can split. So you can do that as like a last minute. I've lost my mass, so it's all about collecting mass and getting as big as you can. But if I'm going to get eaten, I might want to split into two things so I can, woohoo! So I can continue, and I can fire. Oh, got you in there. You can fire mass into other people as well. Oh. So we can see here now immediately. So Agar, as I'm going to call it, was massively successful on mobile, but had absolutely no monetization in. So what Miniclip's been doing, actually has bought the rights to the entire game now across all platforms. It has put in loads of monetization. So one of these things is obviously it's pop-up ad. So people generally don't like ads, but in this kind of like in the Flash environment, that's kind of how the only way people would be able to monetize. So kind of understood, I suppose. Okay, they want me to rate it, no thanks. But what's interesting now is all these other things that have come in. So, free coins. So I can go and get some free coins. I can get 20 free coins, but I'm not logged in, so I need to log into Facebook. I'm only playing as a guest, so obviously if it goes into Facebook, it has information about me that's useful, so it'll give me some coins. Get free coins by watching a rewarded video ad. And I can go to Tapjoy. So Tapjoy is a well-known monetization option for mobile things where it's like they call it the offer wall. I can go and watch this video to get 10 coins. I can go and sign up to Talk, and we've all seen that before. So different ways that a very easy to play arcade game can actually monetize. The interesting thing here is it's got retailing, so there's a special deal, so I can get I can get like half price on these coins, and so if I go to the shop, so that you can see the skins that I can get on my little circle. I can get a mass boost, so that doubles my size to begin with for an hour. So that's quite nice monetization. If probably not many people are doing that on XP as well. So you can see they put in an XP system down the bottom at the right hand side. I'm only level 3. I'm playing as a guest, not very far into the game. And the other kind of interesting thing, I guess, which is more of a Miniclip thing, is this is Miniclip's other, or one of Miniclip's other games, one of its new games. So it's cross promoting on there. And there we go, there's some news. The news is Miniclip's 8-ball pool. It wants me to go and play it. So, yeah, the game itself, very simple, very straightforward, and now it's got all these layers of monetization around it. So, that's fine. You know, business is a business, they have to make money. Could be argued whether this is a bit overkill. I mean, my gut feeling, but obviously Miniclip are running this as a service. They know what their audience is going to take. So, that's Agar IO. But now what's happened? So Agar, I actually should point out, is massively successful. It's had millions of downloads. Actually, was one of the few mobile games to get over 2 billion views on YouTube now. There's a guy there, channel there, Jumbo, which has kind of gone from basically nothing to 1 million subscribers in a period of months just by on the back of the success of this game. So very successful, virally at least. So what's happened now is Slither IO. So we'll just call it Slither. So obviously, we can argue about how much the inspiration comes from kind of playing the, you know, I guess what I'm pausing to kind of encapsulate is that whole thing between inspiration and copying and the line in between, and best not to get too too definite about that. But I guess the interesting thing here is, as we'll see, the game itself is a kind of long historic trend of within mobile, but calling it Slither.io, that could be, I guess, seen as passing yourself off as being from the same company as Agar.io. That's not one for me to discuss, really. This has just come out. Again, it's been shot up the charts, not quite the same level as Agar, yet at least. And it's very simple. So I've typed in my name, and I go and play online. So we can see here immediately similar thing. So it's Snake. Oh my word, that's a big snake. Run away from him. So it's basically Snake, where you're collecting the dots like before, you're growing, and you're trying to avoid the other snakes while equally trying to eat them. And how you eat them is, I'm going to find any other, there's not actually many people playing at the moment, which I guess is the other kind of interesting thing. So obviously Agar is a massively popular game, there's always people playing. So, so can I go and get this guy? So basically I need to get, so I was trying to get in front of him so he would run into me, but I ran into him. So that's basically the game. But just what's interesting about it, I guess, is the gameplay is broadly similar. Slither is much simpler. There's none of this. I mean, you can double tap to go fast, have a boost, but there's no. You can't lose your mass or split into two, which is actually quite an important gameplay mechanic in Agar. It gives you, that's kind of like a get out of kind of prison card almost. Gives you another chance to escape when you're stuck in a situation where you're going to get eaten. But just in terms of the user experience, there's no monetization in here at all yet, or maybe there won't be. But it's quite an interesting contrast, I think. The gameplay, you could say this Slither is conceptually kind of I mean, better is a difficult word, but kind of more kind of solidly into what you did with mobile. Snake was a game that probably everyone's played and loved, and it's probably not. I mean, but it's not. Even though it's kind of simpler and conceptually is stronger, I think. Actually, just the lack of control probably means it's not quite so viral, because basically you don't really have. See, if I'm double tapping there, I'm not really very big. I don't go fast. I should have done that to eat that other guy. But yeah, potentially the gameplay is a little, because it's more limited. There's people probably won't find it quite going to get him. Oh, sorry. So basically, I describe this a bit like the Tron, the laser bikes in Tron, where you're trying to use your trail to. Got him. So now I can go and eat him. I'll probably get eaten by Vicky. But yeah, as I was saying, so I think this is maybe, while this is a better concept, gameplay-wise, it's just a little bit too simple, perhaps. Oh, there's a big one gone. I'm going to get really big eating that. Oh, yeah. But the other interesting thing to note is just the lack of monetization. And you can maybe say, while Agar is kind of the right level of kind of gameplay and gameplay complexity in terms of just giving you a couple of features that you can use to feel you're a bit more in control and show your skill, I suppose, in the game. Just maybe the level of monetization there is. I mean, maybe that will provide a opportunity for Slither to find a new audience. And obviously, these games do evolve. So it's not to say that this game couldn't have a thing where you split in two. I mean, worms do split in two, don't they? Oh no, I'm dead now. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I think there's very good, very strong comparisons between the two, in terms of one gameplay's content is a bit better, perhaps. The other one's the gameplay itself is better, and then the total contrast in terms of monetization. So interesting. Both available free on iOS and Android. So thanks for watching. If you like this kind of analysis of free-to-play games, we play a lot of free-to-play mobile games, that's what we do. So don't forget to subscribe, and you'll hear about some games maybe you hadn't heard about before, which is always kind of nice to try out new things, isn't it? So thanks for watching, hope to see you again soon.